So we're going to go through a capillary electrophoresis experiment, which is a separation technique, and we're going to look at 5 different drug compounds that are commonly found in over-the-counter medicines. So first we're going to make a set of standards, one of each of the different drugs that we're going to look at, and then we'll make a mixture of those compounds, run those both through the instrument, and then we'll look at a real sample and see how that compares. So first thing we need to do is weigh out 20 milligrams of each of our different analytes. So first we need to add the... I've totally forgotten the word. What are they called?
Sample valve.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Right, so first we add the sample valve onto the balance and we tear the balance to get that to 0. Then we remove the sample valve from the balance. And we want to weigh out 20 milligrams, 0.02 grams. We return that to the balance, and that's now measuring 21 milligrams. So we'll take that from the balance and add that to our volumetric flask. You now need to fill the volumetric flask to the meniscus. So to start with, you can just add water into the flask. Once you're close to the meniscus, then we'll use a glass pipette to fill up accurately. Once the flask is full, we're going to mix a few times to ensure that all the compound is fully dissolved in the water. So now we've made all our different solutions, we need to start by putting the different standards through the instrument to obtain the retention time of each individual component. So the first thing we need to do is load our samples and buffers into the instrument. So once we've added all 6 vials, we close the lid of the instrument and we just need to set up the run. And to start the run, just press start. So as we can see, we've got our 5 different components and they all come off at nice well-resolved peaks, giving us 5 components of our sample and 5 nice sharp peaks on our plot. So the final stage of this experiment is that we'll prepare a paracetamol tablet for analysis. So first step is to take your whole tablet, place it into a pestle and mortar, and then you're going to grind it into a fine powder. So once you've got your fine powder, you want to transfer that into a large 1 litre volumetric flask. Then we're going to fill this again up to the meniscus. Right. Some of the bulk agent probably won't dissolve, and that can be seen as just small bits of white powder floating around in the solution. So what we'll do before we analyse this, we'll pass it through a 0.54 micrometer filter to remove any of the solid particulate matter that would interfere with the instrument. So we analysed our sample with our paracetamol in, and that's our large peak that we can see here that was eluted at 2.5 minutes. compounds is a really useful technique for separating different compounds that may have quite similar molecular structures but that have different charges and then different charge to mass ratios, and we get nice separation which we can use to either identify them or even to quantify the amount of a product in our samples.